So hello guys, and welcome to the final episode of the 12 Days of Switchmas, and today I will be talking about my favorite game of the year, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This was really close between Tears of the Kingdom and Super Mario Bros. Wonder, but honestly, I would have to say after playing both of these games, I'm not sure if it's my recency bias or not, but I would say these are very close to being in my top 5 games of all time, and they might end up being in my top 5 games of all time, like alongside games like Mario Odyssey, Thousand Year Door, and different things like that, because these games are really good, and they both revolutionize the formula of both kind of series and everything. And I feel like Mario Wonder is even more significant than Tears of the Kingdom in some ways. I mean, yes, it's an objectively smaller game, and there's objectively less content and less things to do, but when looking at it compared to the series that it's a part of, Super Mario Bros. Wonder does quite a lot for 2D Mario, and honestly is the most revolutionary 2D Mario game since Super Mario World, and is one of the most creative Mario games since either Super Mario Land 2 or Super Paper Mario, because there's so many really cool levels in this game, filled with so many unique enemies, and so many unique characters and everything. I'm glad they went above and beyond with this game, and didn't just conform with the new Super Mario Bros. Formula. It does carry many aspects of the new Super Mario Bros. Formula, like with ground pounding, as well as like wall jumping, and the basic moveset and physics feel similar to new Super Mario Bros. But they also expanded upon the moveset with like new abilities, as well as things from other like older games that didn't really have its moves carried over into new Super Mario Bros. Like with Super Mario World, there's like the ability like to kick the shell upwards, or also like swimming faster with shells. So I'm glad there was a lot carried over from Super Mario World. And the level design in Super Mario Bros. Wonder is just excellent overall. There's like a new gimmick that they introduce in each level, even outside of the Wonder effects. But speaking of the Wonder effects, that's where this game shines in creativity. There are so many unique scenarios, like where Mario or the other characters turn into an enemy, or they kind of have like a similar effect to like Balloon Mario, or have like the invincibility star the entire time, or like the perspective changes where it's like top down. That's one of my favorite Wonder effects. Or if there's like a dragon that appears, and different crazy things like that. It's just really cool to see all of these really unique gimmicks in each of the level, and it kind of makes each level feel fresh, which I really like. And honestly, I would say there's something unique to say about every single level in this game, which is really nice, and I just really like the variety here. And on top of the Wonder effects, I also really like the new badges, and power-ups as well. Like, the badges allow you to, like, either do new moves, or can assist newer players, or some can even make the game harder, like making you invisible, or also kind of, like, making you run, like, indefinitely, like, when you have the badge equipped. So it's really cool how they incorporated that mechanic, and some of the ones that, like, kind of help you, or like ones that kind of expand upon your moveset, are really cool. Like there's like a vine grapple one, which is really cool. It's almost like, it's kind of funny because this game released on the same day as Spider-Man 2. And then there's also the boosting spin jump as well, which is definitely one of the most useful badges. And on top of that, the power-ups are pretty memorable as well. Like the elephant fruit, you get the elephant power-up, which you can have like a more powerful like combat, like melee attack, and then you can, like with the trunk and everything, break through like multiple brick blocks, and you're also heavier, and you kind of are more powerful when you kind of go through like brick blocks, or bigger when you like run over different surfaces, because I think you can run over gaps that are like 2 blocks wide with the elephant power-up. And you can also have like the mechanic of like spraying water on certain things, which is also really cool as well. So it's definitely a very like interesting power up there. And then there's also the drill mushroom as well, which is kind of similar to a power up from one of the like Paper Mario fan games that I played, like the mole power up in that game, or the mole suit, which you can kind of burrow through the ground, and you could also have protection from enemies that are falling on you, kind of similar to the Shelmets from the Mario Maker games, which is really nice, and I really like how they carried that over from Mario Maker. And one little thing off topic from the power-ups, I think it's cool that they took a little bit of inspiration from Mario Maker, like with the on-off blocks. I know those were in like Mario World as well, but it's cool how they were like incorporated in a way more similar to Mario Maker. And also like some of the levels, like the jump to the beat and different things like that, seem to be very inspired by Mario Maker. But moving on to the final power-up, the Bubble Flower is really cool, and it kind of allows you to kind of have some skill and to actually like skip through some levels if you want to speed run through the game, because it's kind of similar to the Cape Feather in some ways. So I really like the versatility with that power-up, as well as like some other features in the power-ups in general. And I like the roster of playable characters as well, since Daisy is actually playable this time, and they actually didn't relegate like that many players as being the easy mode. Unfortunately, they have the Yoshis as the easy mode, but it's better than having 4 players and having one person be the easy mode, like how it was in New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. So I'm glad that they made that change. So with multiplayer, I think it's cool how the online multiplayer works, since you can kind of have other people as ghosts in the background and you can assist other people. It would have been nice to have proper friend online multiplayer, but what we got was the next best thing, and I do think it works pretty well. And with local multiplayer, there is no player collision, but I actually prefer that change, since they didn't have to make the levels kind of empty and spread out like they were in New Super Mario Bros. Wii and U. So the levels are more compact and more built for single player, which I really like and really appreciate, and is something that I definitely think is fitting for 2D Mario. And I think this is the perfect compromise with what they did in Wonder and everything. So, going back to how creative this game is, like, even though they did do the plot with Bowser being the antagonist again, they did do something really weird with it this time, which I appreciate. Like, this time, Bowser takes over, like, Prince Florian's castle and actually merges with it, which is kind of funny. He's, like, now Castle Bowser instead of Bowser's Castle, which I think is pretty funny. And there's also, like, the Flower Kingdom now, which is, like, a new location outside of the Mushroom Kingdom, kind of similar to, like, Sarasa Land, the Bean Kingdom, different places like that, or Isle Delfino that are outside of the Mushroom Kingdom. So it's cool that they kind of fleshed out this new location, and it's not like the Sprixie Kingdom in 3D World, where it was just, like, basically the Mushroom Kingdom in a different flavor, or even more so in New Super Mario Bros. U, where that, like, technically was outside the Mushroom Kingdom, but barely had any differences at all. So I'm glad, with this game taking place in the Flower Kingdom, they actually took the time to create these unique settings and set pieces that actually flesh out the Flower Kingdom and kind of make it have its own identity. So I really appreciate that aspect of it as well. So Super Mario Bros. Wonder, just all around, is an amazing game, and is definitely my favorite 2D Mario game now. I'm glad that they didn't kind of go into that New Super Mario Bros. Like, assimilated direction again. I'm glad that they broke free from it. I'm glad that the developers took as much time as they needed. I'm glad they came up with 2,000 ideas and put hundreds of ideas in the game itself. I am just so glad how this game turned out, and I really hope future 2D Mario games can be as creative, distinct, and unique as Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This is definitely the gold standard for 2D Mario games, and honestly is kind of the standard for Mario games, like, being creative in general. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Twitter if you want to. Goodbye.